One of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. It means cutting some programs that I think are worthy, but we may not be able to afford right now. A lot of the action is in Congress and legislative, but in the meantime, we don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. And we're going to keep on finding every possible way that we can do that, even if Congress is not acting. There you go.
So the Democrats, man, they refuse to celebrate anything positive that President Donald Trump does, anything positive that DOGE does. It's interesting how nothing that these people do is good. But as you'll see in this upcoming video, all of the things that President Trump is doing now, that Elon Musk is doing with DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, these are all things that Democrats wanted to do. These are all things that Democrats were behind. I just think it's interesting now they have an issue with this. So let's take a look, man. Let's get into this, man.
Today, inflation dropped to its lowest level in 3.5 years. Illegal border crossings are now down to about zero. Gas is back down to below $3 a gallon. Mortgage rates have dropped for 6 straight weeks. Jobs are up. Unemployment's down. $2 trillion in private money is being invested in America. DEI is dead. The government's more efficient, and Ukraine's agreed to a ceasefire. But Bernie Sanders says he's scared.
These are, the scariest times in my lifetime. That's all. I mean, I think that's objectively the truth. He is now trying to end what the founding fathers were pretty smart about, creating a form of government where there were checks and balances, a legislative body, an executive body, and a judiciary.
What is Bernie, like 100? He's lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis, 9/11, COVID, and he's scared of the golden age? No.
That's why I think these people are disingenuous, man. They'll say anything to sell you. They want to sell the American public. They're trying to get us behind them and convince us that we don't want transparency in government spending. We don't like all of the things that President Trump is doing. This is right now the time where Bernie Sanders is the most scared in American history. This man is 180 years old. I mean, he's been around for a while is all I'm trying to say. And he's seen a lot. Just like my man Jesse said. You went through 9/11. I remember 9/11. It was a very, very scary time. America being involved with, the Vietnam War. This man has lived through, like he said, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the JFK assassination, Martin Luther King assassination, Malcolm X assassination, the turbulent times of the 60s. I mean, for him to sit up here and try to sell us this. It really is an insult to your intelligence and my intelligence. All they want to do is convince you that President Donald Trump and the Republican Party, Elon Musk, and DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, they want to convince you these are bad things for us, and they are basically the enemy of us citizens, which is crazy.
When Hillary told him to drop out or else, that was scarier.
Yes.
But even scarier is being stranded in outer space. Biden left 2 astronauts floating around up there.
Crazy.
Elon offered to save them last year, but Biden said no.
Isn't
he didn't
that
want
crazy?
Musk getting credit for the rescue, so we just let him hover.
We have 2 astronauts that, from what I understand, have been in space, have been trapped in space for 8 months. Biden, and this is from what I understand, Biden did not want Elon Musk to go up there and get them. Elon Musk offered his services of SpaceX. And Biden did not want him to go because he didn't want him to get the credit. I mean, does that sound like someone that has the best interests of his American citizens in mind? I mean, We don't know these people, but we want these people safe. We want these people back on earth safe. We want them with their families, even if we don't know them. That's called being a human being. That's called having compassion. I just don't understand. I don't understand these politicians sometimes, man. I just really don't.
And now, 9 months later, Elon's sending a rocket up to bring him home.
Yes, he is.
But Bernie's mad Musk has the money for the rocket.
Crazy.
You know, it is not just they want to give tax breaks to billionaires and cut programs for working people. Frankly, that's happened before.
Yeah.
But you combine that with the power of the oligarchy in general. You combine that with Mr. Musk owning Twitter and able to send out his messages to hundreds of millions of people. It's not only the power of money, it's also combined with that, the movement toward authoritarianism.
Elon saving stranded astronauts with SpaceX, saving Ukraine with Starlink, and saving free speech with X. But Bernie's mad Musk's megaphone is bigger than his. It's not the size of the megaphone, Bern. It's what you say into it. And what are these programs for working people Musk's cutting? Could it be the $750,000 to examine social networks among Black and Latino sexual minority men in New Jersey? Or $700,000 to study cannabis use among sexual minority gender diverse individuals? $100,000 for assessing sexual health for gay Latinos in the agriculture community? $600,000 for teen pregnancy prevention for trans boys. Thank God. No more boys are getting pregnant. It's an epidemic.
Come on, man. This shit sounds ridiculous. This is this is where our taxpayer money is being spent. I mean, when the more and more we hear it, the more and more ridiculous it sounds, and the more that they uncover, it just leaves me speechless. Like, you got to be kidding me. And this is how bad it is. Even my friends and family and friends that are like family that are really not into politics, now they're hearing stuff like this. I'm getting text messages now. I'm getting phone calls. Met up with some buddies at the bar last night. You know, people were talking about politics. You're talking about people who really are not into politics like that. They just rather have their head buried in the sand. That's fine. I love them anyway. But these people are now seeking, in my opinion, on this because they know I'm immersed in this now. I'm all in. I'm all in. It's crazy. Even they think it's crazy. It's like, this can't be real. I was like, look, man, that's your party. I say, wait a minute, B.O.B. That used to be your party too. Yeah, used to be key words.
Democrats used to be down with DOGE.
Used to be.
Yes, you do have to cut some programs. I think there's waste out there. I think there are programs that can and should be cut.
Again, we all agree we have to get rid of waste, fraud, abuse, duplication, obsolescence, and the rest. The GAO has given us a blueprint for that, and we subscribe to that. We all agree that we must reduce the deficit.
There's tremendous waste in government, and I think any Democrat who ignores the lessons, the lessons of those who voted, the lessons of the last election, makes a mistake. The people did want government to cut out the waste and to shrink.
Everything.
Sounds like Doge to me. So those videos obviously are old videos because the Democrats has appeared to have lost their mind. But you take a look at, you got Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, and was it Chuck Schumer? These people all talked about exactly what Donald Trump is doing now. They talked about wasteful spending back then. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they didn't figure out the corruption game by that time. I don't know. I don't know. But it's interesting now that President Donald Trump has implemented this with DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, and you have Elon Musk heading it up. Now it's a problem. Keep in mind, Elon Musk used to be a darling of the Democratic Party. Now he's a problem. Elon Musk saw that the Democrats had lost their damn mind, or he was just oblivious like the rest of us to the crime and corruption that these people were involved in. I don't know, man. This right here is interesting. I'm telling you, this is better than any soap opera or any TV show or movie I've ever saw, man. This is the best TV show / movie franchise ever. Politics Politicking.
Trump does, Democrats must oppose. Got to oppose DOGE. They must restore teen boy pregnancy prevention. Trump made Democrats hate EVs. Getting behind the wheel of a Tesla, you're now Adolf.
All
Crazy.
of that. All of that.
Look at this dude.
And you end it with, I love Tesla. But you know what? It's an honest mistake. He just mixed up the two words most associated with Elon Musk, Tesla and Hitler.
So now they got that tired ass playbook, man. That playbook is old, it's tired. People see through it, man, except for delusional Democrats. So if you haven't been paying attention, delusional Democrats, Adolf Hitler. Everyone's Adolf Hitler. Trump's Adolf Hitler. Now Elon's Adolf Hitler. Because the people are behind Trump. Obviously, we reelected him. We like everything that he's doing right now. It was listed at the beginning of the video. That's just some of the great things that President Trump is doing. Wow. Adolf Hitler. Wow.
Adam Schiff's whip.
How original.
Tesla. Now he says it's his biggest regret, not the Russia hoax, the car. Senator Mark Kelly's putting his Tesla up for sale. Democrats are like teenage girls. If they don't like you and you like something, then they can't like it. Even if they liked it before, now they have to hate it. Teslas are getting their tires slashed and spray painted with swastikas. And liberals are torching Tesla charging stations and hurling Molotov cocktails at dealerships. But the media says that Molotov cocktail was mostly peaceful.
Overnight, have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist. You show up at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th with the intent to overturn a fair and free election, and you get a pardon.
You wanna know what's interesting? They're very great at leaving out context. President Donald Trump sent any company. Yes, it was specific to Tesla because Tesla is being attacked right now, which is ridiculous. You're gonna bomb Tesla cars. You're gonna bomb Tesla dealerships and light Tesla charging stations on fire. That's ridiculous. An American company that employs Americans. Tesla is an American company that you guys are attacking. But you love your country so much, right? This company employs a lot of Americans. And I want to repeat myself again. The Democrats used to love Elon when he was on their side. He was not called an oligarch back then, which is the new buzzword, oligarch, because it has a negative connotation, right? When you think of oligarch, you think of some supervillain Russian billionaire. At least that has been ingrained in our minds since we were kids. Oligarch. Oh, it's hilarious. You're gonna see you'll see here momentarily what I'm talking about.
47 went green, bought an electric car. He's saving the planet. That's what they tell us. Nope. It made Chuck sick.
Just turns your stomach at what they do to help one another. What do you think Americans think of that when they see Trump pushing Elon Musk, the richest man in the world's Teslas? A man born with a limousine, who for the rest of his life will be driven by Secret Service, was supposedly buying a new car and checking out his EV options. What a joke.
He turned the White House into a car show trying to help put a floor under the plummeting stock value of Elon Musk's Tesla.
You know what turns my stomach? Watching Schumer grill. An American president buys an American car that liberals love, and Democrats don't like it. Shady Kazakhstanis gave the vice president's son an electric car. He didn't like it, so he turned it in the same shady Kazakhstani bought him a Porsche. That didn't turn Chuck's stomach then, and neither did Joe flying Hunter to China and coming back with bags of cash. And Coons thinks it's suspect to turn the White House into a car show.
Real quick, so this is President Biden. It's like, it's okay when y'all do it, but it ain't okay when we do it. So this is President Biden, and you're gonna see here President Biden. He was promoting EVs from other companies, and from what I understand, invited several EV manufacturing companies in. I think it was Jeep, Ford, and maybe General Motors, but would not invite Tesla, which is the number one electric car manufacturer in the world, the most successful in the world. And this is the type of games that these people play. They play these games, man. It's interesting. They act like these videos don't exist. You already know the people are going to find them, man. This is a new age of information. You know, you got the internets. This is a new age of information, man. People are going to dig and people are going to find, especially when you're going to be contradicting yourself. You know, this here, man. It is shameful. It's shameful how they try to make Elon Musk a villain. He is the super villain right now. They got to blame somebody, and this is what they want. They want the American public to hate Elon Musk. It's because DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is finding out the government is not efficient and the government is committing fraud with our money. And then you got idiots like Jasmine Crockett telling you, oh, what are you going to do with $5,000 anyway? $5,000 of your money and my money that we paid in for taxes. They want to give it back to us. Possibly. But let's say that they're floating the idea around. They're sitting up here. They'll combat anything. They'll combat that idea too. As if I don't want my own money back and you don't want your own money back. Man, these people are insufferable. That's y'all boy. That's y'all boy. That's y'all boy, Joe.
The Wrangler Biden's promoting isn't even American. The Dutch own it.
Wow.
Obama and Biden let Jeep get sold overseas, and he's driving a foreign car around the White House lawn.
Wow.
During an EV summit, he invited every electric car maker except Tesla. Joe snubbed Musk, the largest EV maker in the world.
Yes.
And then he sued Musk for not hiring migrants. The Democrats and Musk had a bad breakup. You know how these are. They used to be in love.
We're going to try to see if we can accelerate this kind of collaboration through what we put forward. So.
It's the right plan.
Good. Well, congratulations. This is terrific.
Thank you very much.
How's the car doing?
It's doing great, actually.
Yeah? How do you split your time between car and rocket?
Well, it's usually about 50-50. We should have the sedan on the roads in 2 years. And it'll be the best car on the roads by far.
Musk didn't change. Democrats did. He's always believed in free speech and free enterprise. He didn't make his money shorting the pound like Soros so we could use it to open our border and prisons. He's making calls.
So Soros is the Democratic Elon Musk, right? Soros has been involved for a long time, bureaucrat, and it's okay for a billionaire like him who hides behind the scenes. It's okay for him to have government influence. It's okay for him. They don't call him an oligarch. Oh man, this is it's all laughable, and at the same time, man, it's shameful. It's like, damn, I cannot believe. I mean, I believe it, but I can't believe it at the same time. The amount of corruption. We've always suspected there was some type of corruption because our elders told us, hey man, the government is corrupt as hell. Now that we immerse ourselves in the beautiful world of politics, we see how corrupt the damn government is, man. The Democrats in shambles. Y'all in shambles.
Cars that liberals say
this is what shambles look like.
And trying to put rockets on other planets. The progressives hate that Musk's making progress. And they hate that he's young and fun and not in the shadows like their sugar daddy Soros. Again, like a teenage girl, they blackballed Elon and then he became even more popular. And now they hate him. But they really hate themselves for losing him.
Forgive me, but what's his end game? I mean, I know look, he wants to be the first trillionaire in the world. I mean, what's his end game here?
Well, you know it. You guys, you created him a governor. I mean, you
By
guys.
the way, in many respects, California did. It was our regulatory process and our subsidies to create this market. You're 100% right. I think you're right.
Democrats loaned Musk billions to make green cars, and he actually did it. Unlike all the other dumb loans Democrats gave out to all the green companies that went belly up, like Solyndra and Sonova and that stupid electric bus company that Kamala's always yapping about. All Democrats do once they get into power is hand wealthy people money. They bail out banks, give donors green contracts. But suddenly, some wealthy guys go into government to shut down the fraud and handouts, and the media is mad.
President Trump is surrounded by the wealthiest cabinet, the wealthiest administration in modern U.S. history. Does this concern you?
I don't think it's so much about their wealth.
I mean, you're only allowed to be wealthy in Congress. Can't be wealthy in the cabinet. We know how Elon made his money. How'd Nancy? Elon makes cars and rockets. What does Hunter make? No one wants his paintings now that Daddy's back in Delaware. What a coincidence. So it seems like the Democrats finally settled on a message to beat Trump. It's taken them long enough. Republicans are for the rich. Where have I heard that before? Oh.
And Republicans are like Adolf Hitler. Elon's Adolf Hitler, Trump's Adolf Hitler. It's a tired strategy. That strategy is so old, man. People are looking at it like, damn. They're like, damn, bro, you're right. As soon as they get a camera and a microphone in front of them, they talking about, oh, he's Hitler. Are y'all familiar with Hitler? Do y'all seriously? What the? How y'all gonna compare somebody to Hitler, man? Do y'all know the history of Adolf Hitler, man? Shut the hell up.
Oh, they've been saying it for 100 years. Maybe it used to work, but now the Democrats are the party of the rich. Billionaires donated more to Kamala than Trump. She outraised him 2-1, and he still cleaned her clock. Under Joe Biden, income.
Okay, real quick, just so you know what he's talking about. Kamala Harris got about 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion for her presidential campaign. Okay, that's the kind of money that she had behind her. A lot of money. And from what I understand, they still were $20 million in debt. Holy shit. Damn. And y'all still lost. And I think President Trump was 250 million, something like that, compared to her 1.3 billion. And she still lost. What does that tell you, man? So who was giving her the money, man? The oligarchs.
Inequality increased, and the Democrats and their shutdowns created the biggest transfer of wealth in world history. Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, Gates made more money under Biden than ever. And that's great. We're all for making money. It's just not great when the rest of the country can't get ahead. Liberals used to love these billionaires until they switched sides.
You guys loved it. See, you loved all the oligarchs, and particularly Elon, until they flipped. And remember, all the rest of these oligarchs were all progressive Democrats until 11 p.m.
I don't know if they're progressive. I refer to them as libertarian, and I know these guys intimately, known them for decades.
If Trump's doing all these favors for billionaires, why are the billionaires losing money under him? Well, because he's fighting a trade war to rebalance the economy to save the American worker. Elon has lost $100 billion since he teamed up with Trump. And he says it's worth it if he can stop the country from going bankrupt.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying.
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
The party's flipped. Democrats are for the rich. The Trump Republicans are for everybody. And that has the Democrats rattled. The America First movement forced Democrats into hating peace, progress, and making things in America. They're even against black kids with cancer who want to grow up to be cops.
That's crazy. That last piece, he's talking about DJ Daniel that was at the speech for Congress. They couldn't stand up for him, man. It was just a horrible moment for the Democrats. Democrats, y'all losing a lot. You guys are losing a lot, and the public is seeing it. And I'm telling you right now, I have friends and family and friends that are like family who are or were Democrats, and the ones that are still Democrats now are leaning heavily to the Republican side. They understand now that our whole life when we were younger, our life, man, we were just indoctrinated. That's all it was, man. It was the Republicans were evil, the Democrats are for the people, and don't question it. And now that we question it, now that we open up our eyes and we see, we see that the Democrats are not for, they're not for the country. They're not for the everyday regular schmegular people. We just regular schmegulars out here trying to make it, trying to take care of our families, trying to do our thing, live the American dream. And we're finding out that the nefarious ones are the Democrats. They call y'all democrats for a reason. Can someone please tell me what happened to the Democrats, man? The Democrats, they were for Doge before Doge was Doge. They was the original Dogers. Department of Government Efficiency. Can you imagine, man? The Democrats are speaking out about it. They are upset. They're in shambles. Everything that Elon Musk does, they upset with it. This is what I think it is, man. Elon Musk is cutting off their ATM. These people have printed money for so long, and now they're in jeopardy of losing it. And even worse, they might go to prison. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to transpire in the future, but you'll see here in this next clip everything that the Democrats are upset about as far as wasteful spending with the government and making the government more efficient with taxpayer money. They were for it. Now, totally against it. Was it that they didn't know how to capitalize on stealing money from American citizens? I don't know what it was. And once they learned, hey man, we can go ahead and enrich ourselves by whatever NGOs and creating programs that look like they're helping, but we know or we believe they're nefarious. We believe that they're not used for the intended purposes. I don't know, man. What happened to the Democrats, man? Why'd they change? Take a look.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less.
I've read it, and where it says the president should,
Bill.
the president will.
Among the 800 recommendations, eliminating 12% of the federal workforce, merging some government agencies like the FBI, the DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, closing hundreds of government offices outside Washington.
From the day I took office, one of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. It means cutting some programs that I think are worthy, but we may not be able to afford right now. A lot of the action is in Congress and legislative, but in the meantime, we don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. And we're going to keep on finding every possible way that we can do that, even if Congress is not acting. There you go.
There you go. Like President Barack Obama said, there you go. Does that all sound familiar? Think about it. The Democrats were all for this, and now Doge is public enemy number one. But what's happening is the people aren't buying it. Like we're out here, we're We're out here in the streets, man. We are out here with the people. And the people, even Democrats, agree, hey, the stuff that they're finding is ridiculous. And they don't mind jobs being cut, especially jobs that it just seems like it seems like these jobs are not needed. What are we doing? If you were running a business, you would try to run that business efficient, especially if it was your money. So this is our money that's being spent, and it looks like there's a lot of wasteful spending at the very least, and it looks like there's potentially crime being committed with our money. People are enriching themselves, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. So bravo, Elon Musk, Doge. The reason you're being attacked, sir, is because we are over the target. President Donald Trump, thank you for actually thinking about this for the last 4 years and executing an awesome game plan. These people are in shambles, man, flooding the zone. President Donald John Trump, thank you. Elon Musk, thank you for, man, thank you for just risking your life. You know, this man is afraid that these people are going to try to kill him. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Like for people to want to kill you and then you know threaten you, and they even tried to take out President Donald Trump. What is it that they're hiding? It's got to be like the stuff that we're seeing right now. Just imagine what they probably have already uncovered or they're going to uncover here in the near future is probably 10 to 20 times, 100 times worse than what we're already seeing. Damn. I'm ready to see it, man. Expose these hoes.